Thank you very much, Your Eminence, for bringing it to the attention of this great audience that I belong to all corps in Nigeria. Of course, the Chief of Army Staff belongs to all corps, but I belong especially to the Airborne Corps. Our special guest of honor, the Executive Governor of BAUCHI State, His Excellency Senator Bala Mohammed, Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, ably represented by the Deputy Governor, Alhaji Mohammed Awa Jata, the Chairman, Senate Committee, Army, and other senators here present, and other distinguished members of the National Assembly here present, members of the BAUCHI State Executive Council, His Eminence, the Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Muhammad Saad Abubakar III, the Emir of BAUCHI, and other royal highnesses here present, principal staff officers from the defense and army headquarters, directors general here present, the first commander, multinational joint task force, the theater commander, joint task force, Northeast, Operation Adenkai, our host commander, the commander, Armoured Corp, Major General D. Fox Ahmed, and other corps commanders here present. The General Officer commanding 3 divisions and Air Officer commanding here present. Commandants of various military training institutions, senior officers, both serving and retired. I particularly acknowledge our highly revered retired armor officers here with us, the Commissioner of Police, BAUCHI State, and other heads of security agencies here present, the coordinator and members of the Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association, Nigerian Army Armoured Corp Chapter, distinguished guests, members of the Armor family, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. I thank the Commander Armoured Corp, the Desert Fox himself, for inviting me to BAUCHI, the home of the armor, for the 2nd edition of the biennial armor reunion and pulling out parade. I can categorically say that I was left with no other choice but to make it to this event, because the Commander Armoured Corp practically smoked me out of Abuja by unleashing all the senior armor officers in the service, particularly the likes of my Chief of Policy and Plans, the Director General, Nigerian Army Heritage and Future Center, and of course the Commandant, Nigerian Defense Academy. Well, thanks to your tenacity, I've come, and I must say from the onset that as I stepped out from the aircraft, I've had no regrets coming personally to honor this invitation. This visit to BAUCHI has been a unique opportunity for me to accomplish multiple objectives. I've had the honor of meeting the representative of His Excellency, the Governor of BAUCHI State, His Excellency the Deputy Governor. I've met with the Emir of BAUCHI, and I will interact with my brave officers and soldiers later. It has also been a privilege to engage with our esteemed retired army officers, including His Eminence, the Sultan of Sokoto, whom the Vice President, His Excellency Kashim Shettima, aptly described as representing Nigeria during the Northwest Security Forum that was held in Katsina on Monday. Your Eminence, I only hope that you are here out of your free will as a distinguished retired tanker and not as a result of Desert Fox strategic persuasion or subtle compulsion, as is my case. Your Excellencies, senior officers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I feel highly honored and privileged to address this esteemed gathering as part of the biennial Armoured Reunion, during which we will commission the new Headquarters, Nigerian Army Armoured Corp, and some other impactful projects undertaken by the Army Headquarters. When the Commander Armoured Corps approached me with two weighty requests of buying original equipment manufacturer spares to fix the T-55 tanks and building a befitting headquarters through direct labor, or what I termed using armor engineers, I did not hesitate to approve both requests. By the time both approvals and some others were given, it was not that the Nigerian Army had funds in abundance. As a matter of fact, it was at a low cash period. But knowing the persons pretending over the Armoured Corps that he is such a go-getter, I consider his request an opportunity to get the project done, and done very well. I'm glad I made that decision, as what I've seen of the new Armoured Corps Headquarters is a proof that is visible to all that is a job well done. The Armoured Corps and his team have become a reference point in construction in the Nigerian Army as they completed the job in record time. I therefore thank the Commander Armoured Corps for initiating and executing the legacy projects. I congratulate you and your men for writing your names in gold for generations to come after, to refer to with pride. History is experience, and according to the popular saying, one cannot buy experience in the market. By virtue of the Armoured Reunion, the Nigerian Army Armoured Corps has continued to pass down rich history, culture, and experience to the younger generations. This biennial Armoured Reunion, as mentioned earlier by the Commander Armoured Corps, was conceived and initiated in 2014. And I'm pleased to note that a decade on, it still lives up to its objective of bringing together both serving and retired seasoned army officers to deliberate and find solutions to contemporary issues affecting the Corps and the larger Nigerian Army. Although the main lecture and deliberation for the reunion held yesterday, one such contemporary issue, I believe, should agitate every senior army officer, particularly the retired one, is the spate of requests to change from the armor to other corps, which some believe has been particularly aggravated in the past 2 decades by the counter-terrorism, counter-insurgency operations engagement of the Nigerian Army. Agreed, all the Nigerian Army personnel are made to perform basic infantry roles in our counter-terrorism, counter-insurgency operations. But this is not the first time this has happened. Nigerian Army Armoured Corp personnel, like others, perform the same infantry role effectively during Operation Liberty in Liberia, Operation Sandstorm in Sierra Leone, and Operation Harmony 4 in the BARRACKS Peninsula. Yet, the armor spirit soared then. So, what is actually responsible for the recent quest to change from the armor to other corps? What has happened to the armor spirit? Pride, family value, and culture that used to make almost every passing out cadet of the Nigerian Defense Academy dream of adorning the black beret and the fat, yellow, and ox blood red lanyard. In fact, I almost threw away my own infantry beret, then when we passed out from the Nigerian Defense Academy, from the way John Ochai was prancing all over the place with the armored lanyard and beret. Are the issues internal or external, or both? How can the issues be remedied to bring back the glory days of the Armoured Corp? I leave these and many more such pertinent questions to keep agitating the minds of every armored personnel. And because the time allotted to this reunion may not be sufficient to come up with workable options to address issues raised, the Commander Armoured Corps will request for papers from his officers and even some willing retired officers to help remedy this unpleasant trend. I know the Armoured Corps is not short of sound minds and heads to find a solution to this challenge. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I must commend the Armoured Corps renewed drive to get its equipment serviceable to support the Nigerian Army operations across the country. The Army Headquarters remains committed to working with the Corps and the Nigerian Army Electrical and Mechanical Engineers to facilitate the acquisition of necessary spares to make our armor platforms serviceable for training and operations. To this end, we have commenced the overhaul of the T-72 tanks, placed order for tank ammunition, and worked on other training packages for both the Nigerian Army Armoured Corps and the Nigerian Army Electrical and Mechanical Engineers to keep the armor platforms rolling. As I conclude my address, I thank His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Grand Commander, Order of the Federal Republic, President and Commander-in-Chief of our Armed Forces, for his continued support to the Nigerian Army. I equally thank the Honorable Minister of Defense, the Honorable Minister of State Defense, Chief of Defense Staff, and members of the National Assembly for their passion for making the Army better. Also, I thank the government and the good people of BAUCHI State for giving the Nigerian Army Armoured Corps and other Nigerian Army formations and units in BAUCHI a home. To the retired armor officers here with us, I thank you for your undying love and passion for the Armoured Corps. Your input is always invaluable, and we look forward to you sharing ideas with us. For our recently retired armor generals who will be pulled out tomorrow, I want to say a big thank you for your service and wish you the most rewarding and fulfilling retirement life. On this note, I count it an honor to invite the representative of the Executive Governor of BAUCHI State, the Deputy Governor of BAUCHI State, to please come to the podium for his remarks. Your Excellency, sir.
To take part in the ongoing Nigerian Army Armoured Corp biennial reunion, commission some projects and also interact with you. So I will start by saying thank you for your service to the nation. Thank you for the good job you are doing. It is owing largely to your effort that we have been able to restore peace in some troubled parts of the country. Testimony abound of how peace has been restored in Benue, in parts of Nasarawa, even in Plateau, the northeast, the southeast, and this is largely due to the dedication, the commitment, and the hard work of our troops. So I say thank you. In recognition of your hard work, your dedication, the Army Headquarters has embarked on the transformation of the Nigerian Army. And the whole essence is to create more meaningful conditions for you to carry out your duty, live in comfort with your troops, and overall enhance the operational efficiency of our formations and units. The projects you have commissioned today, the pool dump, the fire station, your new headquarters, they are parts of the ongoing renovation across our barracks and formation. Some months back, I was in Gombe, one of your regiments, where I had to give instruction for some interventions in that new barracks. We will continue along this trajectory. The government has been very supportive to the Nigerian Army and the Armed Forces of Nigeria in our transformation drive. And so some of the challenges that I met when I took over as the Chief of Army Staff, the challenge of the group life assurance is being addressed. As I speak, they've cleared the first batch of the outstanding families, and they should be paying them by now. And the design is to pay everybody that has been outstanding since 2012. Beyond that, we are also looking at the issue of your equipment, because we cannot be committing tasks into your hand without giving you the equipment to carry out such tasks. So we are repairing your platforms, and we are doing this because it is difficult to go and meet an original equipment manufacturer today and buy new tank. It's expensive. I've had discussion, and the good tanks, the cheapest of them, come at the range of $5 million. That is well over 7 billion naira for one vehicle. So we are trying to repair the broken down T-72. We have repaired some of the T-55. All your vehicles that are broken down, the Spartan are already in CED. They are receiving attention. So be rest assured that this equipment will be repaired. Uniform, before I left Army Headquarters 4 weeks back, I've given directive that logistics and the Department of Procurement, the Directorate of Procurement, purchase uniform over 50,000 in the first instance, a mixture of the woodland and the desert camo. So, and including boots, we'll continue along that trajectory. Well, regardless of all this we have done, if you do not respond in like gesture to continue to do your duty effectively, perform every assigned task diligently, then it will be an investment wasted. So I want to enjoin you that you continue to remain disciplined, you continue to remain dedicated, you continue to remain committed to the task at hand. I know the operating environment is difficult. It is not yet Uhuru. Yes. Are we addressing the challenges? Of course we are addressing the challenges. Can we address all the challenges in one day? No, we cannot, because we are not God. And we do not have all the resources at our disposal. But as resources is made available, we will continue to address all the challenges. Is that clear? Yes, sir. Now at this point, I will give you room to ask questions, clear doubts, clarifications, whatever you have. I know that before my arrival here, possibly they have warned you that you should not open your mouth when the chief of army staff comes. You have my backing. So whatever instructions that you have been given before my arrival here, I've nullified it. So feel free, ask questions, clear your doubts, make clarifications where you have any. So I'll start from the guard on the right. Spirit of commissioning impactful projects as part of the Nigerian Armoured Corp biennial reunion. I, Lieutenant General Lagbaja, the Chief of Army Staff, hereby commission this newly constructed fire station at OBIENU BARRACKS, BAUCHI, this day, the 26th of June 2024, the glory of God and the benefit.
Complex, which is the Headquarters Nigerian Armoured Corp, an idea that was conceived by Major General M.S. Ahmed, the Commander Armoured Corp, and commissioned by me, the Chief of Army Staff, this day, 26 June 2024, to the glory of God.